from what I've been seeing, like my general consensus on social media, all women are trying to round up every man and make him Diddy right now. Oh, this is what we be going through. This is like no. This is ankle sock material, behavior. If you look in the picture, Diddy had on ankle socks when he did this shit, and
Colored
that's
ankle socks, nigga.
color ankle socks. It was double trouble from the get go.
Lord.
So we got to understand like that. This ain't normal behavior. Is it acceptable? Absolutely not. But I told y'all how I felt about Cassie. Cassie put herself in this situation
I think she
because she
did.
tried.
I think she did something, nigga. I think she like hit that
No,
nigga and ran, and he chased
yeah.
her.
Despite what she did, she still put herself. She tried to use her face, her coochie, her age, and all that to jump the line and have a career, and ended up with a fucking monster like Diddy. It had she just would have went the regular route, tried to blow up that way. This don't happen. It
You're
Diddy
you're
got
exactly
plenty.
correct. You're exactly correct about that part, right? Like she was
Diddy got
with.
plenty of women under his belt who he never slept with, who he never hit. And I feel like this Cassie tried to cut a corner, and she got a beast put on. We don't talk about this.
But that's why I said I just talked to my friend that I do my podcast with about that. Two things can be true at one time, right? She did. She left Ryan Leslie and went over to Diddy, trying to monkey branch and things like that. But I don't think she understood how deep it gets in this industry, right? And how you have to do certain things. And she thought, she could, get a good career and be, the girlfriend of a billionaire, yada, 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 yada. And not really understand what goes on in those circles.
So let me ask
So
y'all a
yeah.
question. Let me ask y'all a question. Why do y'all think that she stayed? Do you think that she stayed because she was she felt like she was a prisoner to him, or do you think that she stayed because she didn't want to leave what she had access to as far as the lifestyle, or is it a combination of both?
Combination of both.
Both.
She wanted
Absolutely.
to
Both.
marry him. How you guys doing? She
What's
wanted
up,
to marry
Fatty?
him. She's
She
not a
wanted to
victim.
what?
She was on the ice with him. She just didn't like his cut. Her cut. That's
Nah,
what happened.
she didn't
No,
want to
no, no,
marry
no.
her,
It's not
man.
about no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
she did.
Everybody knows that she got abused. She's a victim when it comes to Diddy. But if what Diddy actually been doing is right, and she was with him what 10 years, doesn't she know
Mhm.
where the skeletons are buried? Didn't she saw Diddy abuse other people? He's like, I want the bad boy for everybody that is good for me. You got what you see, and the reality is that. She was in on the ice. She wanted to get married with him, even though she knew all these monstrosities that he was doing. She just didn't like her cut. That's the reality. She didn't like the cut because if she
No,
actually got what
this
she
the
wanted, she
reality.
would still be there.
This the reality, and I say this on all my shows. They got domestic violence. If you stay with the nigga after he hit you, you are no longer looking for love. You looking for a rematch. She couldn't left the first time. She was looking for a rematch. She got as many as she wanted until she was ready to leave, and that's just the fact.
So
But
okay,
This
so
is
so let me let me
it's
ask
both.
y'all let me ask y'all a question, and let me ask y'all a question. If he would have married her, because we all know that Diddy ain't never getting, he was never gonna get married, right? That was kind of like his thing. If he ever would have married her, would this have been different? Would we even be in having this conversation right now?
No,
No, I don't
no.
Yeah,
think so. Well, I don't think so unless it got so bad where she divorced him.
Absolutely not.
I will say this though, like so as far as women go, like I seen this shit firsthand. My mom is a domestic violence victim.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic violence survivor. That's what someone told me. That's the proper term. So she and we went to a whole nother state to live with this man away from our family. She took me away from my family. We stayed in Buffalo, New York. He whooped my mom constantly whooping her, just hitting her. Way worse than this. She got permanent marks from being hit by this dude. So I'm not insensitive to this shit.
Right.
Our family had to come and get us from Buffalo, New York. From Buffalo, New York. They came and got us. This is my mom. She went back to New York after she came and got us. It is something psychologically that goes on when you get beat by a man or a woman gets beat by a man. It's almost like they accept it and they still want to be a part of this man's life. It's like the violence is I don't want to say it's like accepted, but it's like almost like a fuel to stay with this dude or something. I don't get it. I never will. It is very disturbing how women still choose to be with a man after they get beat by him.
See,
I
but
don't know
it's a
how.
line.
I don't understand this
Listen,
shit. It's psychological, and
it's a lane you really can't understand. It's kind of like pimps versus like regular relationships. You just don't understand it. I remember one time I woke up and I heard my mom and my stepdad in a fight, and then I hear what my stepdad slapped her. You know what I did? I took my ass back to sleep. I act like I ain't hear shit because the way she got here, I ain't want none of that. But when goddamn me, when it's time to go to school the next morning, they all good. They so obviously that was the life she wanted to live. When she got tired of getting her ass slapped, she left him. She
yeah.
left him.
and and,
It's
and
not
this
that
is
hard.
Mika, you on
and this
mute?
is why you should never actually go ahead and play Captain Save some when to a couple fight. You are going to end up both of them fighting you or the woman next day being with a man. That's usually what happens. And the thing about this woman that actually irritates me is if Diddy is such a monster, why did you go for the money? Why didn't you go for the criminal charges so he can put away forever and do no wrong to anybody? Like every
I
time
don't
you
think she
have a
could go for
chance
the
to
criminal.
put a criminal and a monster away, let me get my money and let me move out of the way. So for what? Doesn't that prove that you actually were
But
in
the
for the
statute
money
of
and the
limitations,
status?
but the
What'd you
statute
If
of
that
say?
happened in
limitations,
two, if that happened in
It
couldn't even
wasn't
do
in
2016,
that.
2016 when she took the settlement.
What you
it
say, Mika?
wasn't.
What? Hold on, who? Are we
What
talking about
was
Cassie?
it? Yes.
Li-
What?
Listen,
Cassie just
there
did
are
this.
women.
Hold on,
What are you
2K.
talking?
Go ahead, Mika. You saying what?
No, he said that she took the settlement, but I'm like, this wasn't the settlement this year. What is it about 2016? Because I think if the statute of limitations hadn't ran out, she probably would have did both because apparently she's the one giving up information. Well, one of the people giving up information to the feds,
If that
along
was the
with
case,
more.
why she didn't tell in
Yeah, why
2016?
she
No,
didn't press
no,
Oh, I
charges
don't.
or
I'm gonna tell you
She
my
didn't tell
theory on that. I don't.
2016 because she did what she did what she normally did. She had
Li-
money. I'm pretty sure she had money stacked up, and she already monkey branched to the new guy that was actually Diddy's fitness trainer, whatever. So she was already gone with that. But I think once she learned that there is something to be, gained from it. Again, there is two things can be true at one time. Do I think that she was severely abused with Diddy? Yes. Do I think that she said, "Yeah, I'm aware that I can get money out of it now"? Yes.
do you think
Listen,
she
this the
knew
biggest
about all the
question right
abuse
here,
that he was doing to other people?
Mika. Check
Yes,
this
she
out.
okay. So she was the one right there when Diddy was treating Kim Porter like he was. She was right
I
there.
I talked to a
What did
couple
he
of
do
women.
to Kim
I
Porter?
talked to a couple of
Oh, he
women
used
to
to
this
beat
about it
Kim Porter the
today,
same
and
way.
every woman I
Yeah.
talked to a day about this, they said they're willing to take a light ass whooping for some money.
I just said that,
Listen, but this the real
Carisha's
question
probably
right
doing
here.
the same thing. Carisha's probably doing the
Would
same
we
thing.
Just don't
listen?
fuck up
Would
my
we
face.
listen? Would
Well,
we care if not Precious, if Cassie looked like Rolling?
no, you
Would,
meant
Yes,
would,
precious. You meant
yes we
precious,
would. Actually,
nigga.
it would be worse. It would be
would we
worse.
care then?
It would be
If
No.
if,
worse.
if Cassie looked like Rolling from the Bad Girls Club, would we care?
Who?
It would be
No,
worse.
Who is
No,
who?
no,
it would be worse. It would be
We,
worse.
I don't think so.
Because guess like you already put in. Imagine putting like it's like you bullying the fat kid that is 5'1". Like if that shit gets up to the news, is way worse than you bully a person that is beautiful,
That's
as in
not
like
true.
is
That's not
well known.
true.
Is
That's
way
not
is
true.
how
I
is
don't
that
think
not
that's
true?
true. Because like I
because
just think
because they
like
don't
this is
care
probably
about this
fucked up to
country. They don't
say.
care about dark.
When I see a pretty
They don't
person
care.
die, it's different when I see an ugly motherfucker die. Like in my mind, the
Thank you.
initial thought, like, I'm sorry, that's what I think in my head.
So, Quentin, he's just talking now.
No, I'm fucking
No,
not.
in
I really think
America,
that
they
shit in my
don't care.
head.
They
Like
don't care
when pretty
about it.
people die, it hurts more than when just a
Yeah,
normal Joe
listen,
Blow.
man.
Man,
If you're an ugly girl, you get treated like a real nigga. All right. That's just what it is. When you ugly, you got to actually work at your job. When
Yup,
you pretty, you just show up and talk to everybody.
yup.
It's a difference, bro. I
that has
think
nothing
if
to do with
Cassie wasn't
empathy.
pretty, if
Yeah, but
Cassie
they're
wasn't
not okay.
pretty,
But they're not going to give her empathy in the media because she doesn't look as good. Unfortunately, in the United States, the more famous you are, the better you look. Like, and then let's not look over the fact
So
that
you think if
cat.
Precious showed up all bruised and beaten up and all that, wouldn't the world say, "Oh my God, look at that
Nope.
fat woman,
No,
you
Yo,
know,
fuck
she's
they
that.
wouldn't.
She
black and she's
Okay,
a
big and
woman."
she
Like,
could have
okay,
took
you
that
really think
nigga
okay.
that?
So
down. He was
take
defending
the
himself.
joke. Take the joke that Kevin Hart did. Right. Kevin
Hmm,
Hart said that he don't hit light skinned women. He hit
hmm.
dark skinned women. They can take a punch and because no bruises will show up on them. People thought that was funny. But had that been somebody talking about a celebrity, a light skinned woman, a mixed woman, it would have been totally different.
So
It just is what it is.
Well,
you are
We're
let's
telling me
living
that
in
the
hold
light
on.
skinned woman is beautiful than a
hold
dark
on.
in
Give
skinned
this
me a
woman?
country.
second.
Yeah,
Give me a
in this
second. Give me a
country.
second. Give me a second, y'all. I wanna I wanna preface this conversation by letting people know and helping y'all in the chat to understand. I'm gonna assume that everybody that's here is an adult above the age of 18 and actually has some sense and has the ability to be a free thinker. We're prefacing this conversation by saying that nobody is condoning what Diddy did. We all 100% agree that it was wrong. You should not put your hands on a woman. Nobody should put their hands on another human being. A woman shouldn't put their hands on a man. A man should not put their hands on a woman. And that the footage was absolutely disturbing. Okay. So we all agree on that. What we're doing right now is having a deeper conversation based off of our cultural norms. And then we're using this as a leapfrog to deep dive into further parts of the conversation, such as the one that we're having right now, as far as whether or not most people look at people that may not be as aesthetically pleasing according to European standards, right? I'm using my political voice right now. European standards, are they treated differently or do we look at them differently versus looking at somebody that may be a little bit more accepted as far as European standards? Do they get more privilege? All right. So I want y'all to understand nobody is saying that this is right. Everybody agrees that it's wrong. We're deep diving into the conversation as adults. If you can't handle it, if you're too immature, then you may want to exit the door. Ain't nobody gonna be mad at you. I'm not asking you to stick around. But if you are the type of person that's a free thinker and you willing to have the conversation and look at it from other views, then this is the place for you to be, not these other bullshit ass places where they're gonna tell you the same thing of what you want to hear. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all.
Was that
You
a
know
No,
the
question?
I want
the
to
the, the crazy
Patty.
part about this conversation
I
is
hate that
that
I
like
even have to do a disclaimer before we even get into this because we should be mature enough to even be able to say this. But go ahead.
the
Go ahead,
crazy part
Sweet.
about this is oh go ahead, Mika. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying go ahead.
The crazy part about this is like everybody is extremely up in arms because of this footage coming out and they completely want to vilify Diddy and I get it and you should. I want to say this and I want people to understand this very clearly. It was still people trying to find reasons to hate Jonathan Majors. And you saw footage of this man running from a woman, but because he divested, people still wanted to villainize him. I want y'all to know how hypocritical this kind of is, man. Like that should be disturbing me. It's not necessarily involved with this, but it's just like y'all still want to vilify black men so bad, man. Y'all want to make them out to be villains all the time. And I get it. Diddy is fucking wrong. Don't get that shit twisted. Diddy is fucking wrong. But it's just like, damn, we saw footage of Jonathan Majors running from a woman, and y'all still wanted to make him the villain because he went and dealt with a white woman, and y'all did not give a fuck about him losing everything because he dealt with a white woman. That's
Yeah,
crazy to me.
that's norm.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's the cultural norms that Anton's talking about, right? So
Exactly.
you just have some cultural norms, and the cultural norms that I was talking to Fatty about. That yeah, light skin and mixed women are seen a different
I,
way than dark skinned woman, especially a big dark skinned woman would be seen, and that's a
I,
fact.
I,
So go ahead.
I don't think it's just the cultural norms. There's people just
No,
being
it is
pieces of shit and me.
it's a
You know why I
cultural.
know it's not? Kevin
It's a
Samuels wasn't dating. Kevin Samuels wasn't dating black woman, white woman. What happened to him when he died? It's just people being pieces of shit and playing
No,
tribalism.
that's
I'm a
different.
woman. I rock with
No,
the
what I'm
sisters. I'm a
saying when I say
man.
Totally
it's a cultural
different.
norm, when I say it's a cultural norm, meaning it happens. Like I can tell you right now that I have benefited from just being lighter or mixed. I have benefited. Oh, and you can clearly see it. Even if you say no, this person here should have it, or they don't care.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
that,
something that happens in society.
but Mr.
Just like I'm sure, most of the men on this panel have been in situations where women get the benefit of a doubt even when they're lying, right? That's just the cultural norm.
But see, that's one of the problems with this whole situation with Diddy, right? Because people are going to use this, and this is the
It's
exact same
facts.
play that they use across the board when they start using this believe all women shit. Now,
Mm-hmm.
just because I didn't necessarily believe her by default, and I said, wait, let's wait till the evidence come out, and then I reserve the right to change my mind and say that he a piece of shit if the evidence shows it, and that's exactly what happened. People want to like, man, I seen a bitch today, and I'm gonna call her a bitch because that's exactly who she was. Man, I seen a bitch today to jump online in my comments and say, I'm fucking Diddy. It's like, what? What the fuck you talking about? I ain't never put a hand on a woman in my life. What the fuck you talk? Yeah, but you supported him. Like, man, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, I just think that
Wow.
people are so
Yeah.
immature, bro. They so immature
Yeah.
that this is what happens to men in a general sense because Diddy fucked up. Now,
All of us fucked up.
correct. Now we all gonna have to pay the price of a motherfucker just because he did some fucked up shit. Now anybody could accuse you of anything, and then they automatically is supposed to believe her, bro. That's not
But
right, man. That's not right.
so, do you think that men and women should both look at how we're generalizing things, right? Because there are things that I hear about women that get put on a general sense because of the loudest women, right? And then everybody gets painted with that brush, and the same goes for men. Like all men are cheaters, or all men are dogs, or all men are this, or whatever, right? Because you have these group of men that do this. So, do you think that this situation should cause the genders to actually look at
No, I just
individual
no,
things instead of group thought?
no. I think we should just take our time before we jump off the boat with our assessment of somebody else's situation. I got in trouble today about this shit, Anton. When I put it, the girl was like, "Wait, you didn't believe her?" I was like, "Do I
Yeah,
have to
no, I ain't
believe
gonna
all
believe her
women?"
by default. I don't believe no woman by default. Listen, let me say this, and I still stand on this. By default, I do not just take what a woman says, and that's the end of the conversation. I done
I have
seen
seen
too
them.
many men lose their jobs. I seen too many men get locked up. I seen too many men lose their lives over by default just believing just because somebody said it. Fuck that. And I still don't believe that little ride, dude. I still don't believe him.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Um,
I think that he leapfrogging and trying to get a bag, and this is probably the best thing that ever happened to him. I think that he's trying to get a bag based off of what happened to Cassie.
did you see what
Mhm.
Candace Owens said? He said that he didn't go to jail because Diddy is a Fed and a CIA asset or
He
something.
very well may be.
Oh yeah.
Listen, check this
He
out. My
very
whole
well may be.
theory.
He may be just like my man off of I don't know if y'all seen The Departed, where
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, and every
Yep.
once in a while he gotta feed the feds a couple pieces of cheese in order to make sure that they get their bus, and then he stay being able to do what he do. I
But that's
listen,
not nothing
You
new
know,
in
it is
entertainment.
it's
not
deeper than
beyond the
that.
realm of it is not beyond the realm of comprehension
I'm,
conversation that Diddy very well may be tied in so high and so deep. I mean, he didn't beat murder charges. He didn't beat every fucking thing, right? And so it is not beyond the realm of conversation that Diddy very well is connected. And I don't listen again. I reserve my right to be wrong because we all just talking off of opinion. I don't believe even for a second that Diddy is going nowhere. I
Absolutely
I
believe
don't.
Oh,
not.
you mean
he's
like
gonna
you
be
mean like
walking
jail?
I don't
around,
either.
still getting residual checks. Niggas
You mean
still
like
gonna be
jail?
listening to life after death and all of that shit, and he gonna still be doing exactly what he been doing, and he gonna be on his yacht. He just ain't gonna be invisible for y'all motherfuckers to see it.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's not marketable at this point, right? I don't think it will stop his businesses, right? Because it didn't stop, what is that guy? Woody Allen, I think it was.
But I don't.
Who
That's
did,
why. That's why I don't. That's why I don't understand what people mean because everybody's like he's done. No, he's not. He's rich as fuck. He gonna fade to black and he's still gonna get some checks. What does done mean?
well,
Like,
unless,
what does that
but what
No,
he
mean?
no,
worked that
he's
we don't
done it.
know
He's
about.
done in the advertising industry.
Who
Yeah.
fucking
He not
cares?
gonna be
I'm
he not gonna
rich,
be
bitch.
he
I
not
don't give
doing
a
that no
fuck.
more. He ain't
I
doing
don't
that no
give
more.
a fuck.
But
I, I,
but
I
the
Wait,
think
thing
wait,
he
is
I
Riley.
think
though,
he activated
Besides
the trap
Cassie,
card. I think he's not
like
getting away from
I'm
nothing. Like
outside of
now
you
that the
black
ball is rolling,
niggas.
he's not going to go
I'm
back.
outside of this pop culture shit for you black niggas. I ain't heard of Diddy, and I don't know how fucking long to tell you the truth.
A what?
yeah.
I
Hey,
haven't
hey,
like what the fuck has he besides that Ford that what he had some show where niggas was singing. That's the last time I heard
Okay,
anything
so
about
He
look at he had Revolt. He had to
he
give
very
Revolt.
well may go down now because they got to make a sacrifice of this nigga
That's it.
because he on camera. You know what I'm saying? It's different when it gets out to the public in the camera. So I don't know, man. I honestly I don't give a fuck. Like if he go down, he go down. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I care about all of the other stuff that happens as a result of it, bro.